Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Sunday, the 20th of April. I am flatcapcallum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, I've just got a little Easter Sunday trio for you in an each way pattern. Three horses, all we've got. I went through everything in Ireland from Cork and Fairyhouse, and irrespective of whether Fairyhouse runs on Sunday, because at the time of making this is Saturday night, I wouldn't have had any picks. So yeah, both and in Cork and Fairyhouse, my read was I think the ground's a bit changeable. There was nothing strong, so anything marginal wasn't going to hit the grade. So I've got one horse at Bath, one at Southwell, one at Plumpton. That is my three for the day. So it's a £7 interest. So I'm going to keep this nice and brief for a Saturday night vid, uploading a lot earlier than I have been earlier this week, trying to get to bed at a much more reasonable time. So we'll do the review of Saturday, and this is what happened. So we had Fairyhouse abandoned, which left us two legs out. So Barford Groover, shortener, not good enough, but very comfortable fourth place, but we needed top three. May Night held on for fifth place. It was a 10p rule 4 with that one. Then we had Abandoned Meeting and then Cassio Crudo. Whether it benefited, there was a fall near the end. I'm not sure how I would call that one, but it came third anyway. So that was fair enough. We had two places and one out of the placings because that was also abandoned. So when he took into rule fours and all the jiggery pokery, it came out as 11.64 for the channel, a 36p loss. If you'd done it later and done it straight up each way pattern, it would have been a very small profit, I think, particularly if you'd got slightly better prices than SP. But to be honest, when you've got a bet like that and you've got five horses and two of them come out as either non-runners or abandonment, it leaves the others quite exposed, and relative to what we do on the channel, it meant there was more stake going on than I'd normally have on those sorts of horses. So to come away basically break even, 36p loss, I was happy with. And say it all the time, but strike rate, there was three horses, two of them framed, so can't complain with that. So let's get to the trio for Easter Sunday. This is it. This is my trio for Easter Sunday. We're starting the 242 Southwell Irv. Basement handicap. It's pretty terrible stuff if you actually look at some of the horses in there. Irv is one of them ones where it's got a profile of an ageing horse, therefore people will be put off. It's one of those ones that runs inconsistently, as a lot of horses do at that level, but 33s is worth having a little try on that one. And there is a bit of bookie advice here. So Sky 365, Unibet, Betfred and Betway are the only five sort of ones we usually talk about that are paying the fourth place. Everybody else is only three places in this 12 run, a quarter of the odds. So those five bookies are preferable. Yeah, it pops up every now and again. It's back on a mark of 51. It has one off 50. Is it one off 53, 55, something like this? One off a slightly higher mark. It tends to sort of run its best race at some point June, July, 10 furlongs, good to firm on turf. And clearly here we're 11 furlongs on the all-weather. But last year it ran sort of last winter run, and then they had a big gap, and then it came out again in April and ran a nice race. So we're going to see if Lightning can strike again there. In what is a very, very low quality race, where on a going day Irv has got the ability to frame, definitely. So Irv's in. Then we're going 416 Bath. So Smart, we backed it last time. It went from the front at Bath, same course and distance, we backed it last time. It faded. I'm hoping that the benefit of that run, because it was a bit unsure about how it was going to go fresh, but the benefit of that run might see it last out a little bit longer. It does need to get across from a wide draw. Tens is just about playable, and then 440. I'm going to stick one in the kind of Mullins Skelton battleground, Balgorum. I think in that race there isn't a Mullins horse, but there's two Skelton horses, something like that. This is one of two Tizard horses. Badly out of form, but last time I had wind surgery, it came back and it was much better than it had been. So it's had multiple wind surgeries, this horse. But yeah, the last time I had wind surgery, it definitely came back a much better horse than it had kind of tailed off. But if you go back as like September, it won pretty poor stuff, but it won a race at Plumpton over course distance by an absolute street. But the quality of the race was pretty ropey. So it sort of remains to be seen for how much, what that forms up to. But the point being, it has run well over the course as well. And the back form gives it some sort of frame chance in a race where people are trying to be running for a bit of place money, not necessarily winning all the time for some of these. So we'll chance a run with Belgium. 50p each way pattern, £7 bet. Sky, as I said, are standout because of extra place there. And then 365 Unibet, Betfred and Betway are the other ones that get you 4th place on Earth. That is it. All right. That's the end of International Positivity Week, folks. It's been a good one. Win, lose or draw with that £7. We will come out nicely ahead for the week. As I talk to you, I think we're 105. So worst case scenario, we'll come out 98 ahead. So all in all, been best week of the year, which is very good. And we'll see if we can add to it or we end on a whimper for Sunday. And then I shall be back 24 hours time-ish Sunday night with an Easter Monday offering, whatever that might look like. There's eight meetings, but often you find it's sort of have to work through a little bit of stuff. It's not always the best quality stuff. There is the Fairy House meeting, it is the Irish Grand National, so I should be paying extra attention to that, I'm sure. And yeah, that is where I'm at. So we'll get that one knocked out, and then we will see where the rest of the month takes us. All right. Enjoy chocolate or Easter bunnies if that's what you're doing, and if you're just a scrambled egg on an Easter Sunday kind of a guy, then that's fine. If you're a lady that likes a Bellini on Easter Sunday, then you enjoy that. Whatever you tipple, I hope you have a nice Easter, and I will see you sort of like Easter Sunday night, possibly Easter Monday morning. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.